Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel for another interesting beer review and another Landbier. This is Grevensteiner from the Veltins Brauerei, started 1824, located in Meschede Grevenstein, which is located in Sauerland in Hessen in Nordrhein-Westfalen. So those of you who know your German geography, which you should know that it's the very western part of the country. I've been having another beer from this brewery before on the channel. It was the Veltins Pilsner, which is the main product from this brewery. They do have this brand as well, the Grevensteiner, and with this brand they're having this Landbier, which is having a little bit of older impression regarding the look of the label and the look of the Grevensteiner website and so on, because Landbier is a quite old beer style. If one could define it as a beer style, it's not actually a defined style, but it's more of the traditional beer that each brewery started with, to explain it easily. So that's why they've been choosing another brand and another little bit older look of the labels and the bottles for this beer style from this brewery Veltins. And yeah, I'm in a period now at the channel where I'm reviewing beers with bottles that are looking a little bit different and labels are looking a little bit different compared to normal ones. I've been having a few of those before, Hövels for example, and Alten Münster. I've been reviewing Duckstein before, later on the channel, which also was a little bit different bottle shape and a little bit different look of the label. So this is another one of those a little bit different ones that stands out regarding the look, in my opinion. Grevensteiner, they're original, of course, which is the one you should start with. And you see a very old look of the label. It gives an old impression. And I'll show you the back label as well. Great that it's quite much text, always interesting to read about it. And I think I'm gonna start with giving some history about the brewery Veltins. So I'm gonna start with that before going on to the Grevensteiner product and information about this specific beer, and after that of course onto the tasting part. So some information about Veltins. In 1824 the innkeeper Franz Kramer started the commercial production of beer in Grevenstein. He later sold it to other innkeepers in the area. The inn and the brewery were taken over in 1852 by Clemens Veltins, who lived in 1822 to 1905 from Hellefeld. During this time, beer output was around 150 hectoliters per year. In 1883, a new brewery was built on the edge of the village of Grevenstein instead of the main house in the town center. In the following years, the first steam engine and an ice machine were purchased. The sons Karl Veltins and Anton Veltins joined the company in the 1880s. In 1893, the twin brothers took over the brewery. The current name of C and A Veltins goes back to them. After the death of Karl Veltins, the nephew of Anton Veltins also joined the company with the name Karl in 1913. In 1919, the first delivery van was purchased. In 1926, Karl Veltins Jr. decided to only produce Pilsen beer. Due to the war, production had to be stopped during the Second World War. It was not until 1949 that the company started operating again. In 1953, 12,000 hectoliters were produced annually. So far, it has been common to deliver beer mainly in barrels. In 1954, the first still manually operated bottle filling system was purchased. In 1957, Veltins built a new brewhouse. The bottle stopper with the crown cap was first used in 1964. In the same year, Rosemary Veltins took over the brewery. In 1966, Veltins was the first company in Europe to build its own sewage treatment plant. In the beginning of the 1970s, the construction of new operating facilities began, which was completed in 1974. In 1983, Veltins produced more than 1 million hectoliters for the first time. Veltins has also been exporting abroad since 1993. In 1994, Susanne Veltins took over the business. This increases the public presence. A new logistics center was built in 1997. In addition to the Pils beer, mixed drink have been produced since 2001. The company acquired a 74.9% stake in Bier Schneider in April 2000. In spring 2001, the stake in the Hagen beverage wholesaler was increased to 100%. The Bier Schneider group had a turnover of 655 million D-marks and approximately 850 employees in 2000. In 2005, the company opened a new bottling sorting center above the actual brewery. Both parts of the company are connected by a 250-meter long covered conveyor belt. The logistics center had to be expanded 2 years later. In 2006, the year of the Football World Cup in Germany, Veltins reached a historic record of 2.63 million hectoliters. The mixed beer drink products contributed 423,000 hectoliters to the total output. With an output of 2.69 million hectoliters in 2011, this record was set. This places Veltins in 7th place in the largest German breweries. The draft beer business in particular increased. The brewery was able to sell 494,000 hectoliters of draft beer in the catering trade in the course of 2011, and with an output of 490,200 hectoliters. 490,200 hectoliters, yes. Veltins is the market leader in the national beer mix variety segment. The Bart Haas Group lists Veltins as of December 31st, 2017 in the place 39 of the 40 largest brewery groups in the world. In 2014, January, the Bundeskartellamt imposed a fine of 106.5 million euros on the Veltins brewery and 3 other breweries for price agreements for barrel and bottled beers in a beer cartel from 2006 to 2008. On January 15, 2014, the Veltins management and the Veltins Works Council reached an agreement with the Food and Beverage Trade Union NGG after a lengthy dispute over unpaid extra work at Veltins. The Veltins Works Council negotiated an employment guarantee with Veltins in 1995. This employment guarantee provided for the creation of 190 jobs and the doubling of trainees. For this, an unpaid voluntary extra work of 3 hours a week from 1996 was verbally agreed. These voluntary unpaid extra hours have not been documented. NGG has described this agreement as illegal, later weakening it towards the Westdeutsche Allgemeine Zeitung as being on the verge of legality and not being properly met. At Veltins, there will be a time recording model which gives all employees a documentation of their 3 voluntary hours. The voluntary hours can be taken as 3 hours of paid instead. Former verbal agreement, there will be an agreement based on the collective wage agreement of the Sieger Sauerländer breweries. That's some history about the Veltins Brauerei, and over to information about this specific brand, the Grevensteiner Landbier. It's possible to read the following on their website, which I will link in the description box below as always. I'll also link to a video about this specific brewery, the Grevensteiner brand, owned by Veltins, so feel free to check that out as well, but this is what I can read about specifically Grevensteiner. At the turn of the century, the twin brothers Karl and Anton Veltins managed the then still small Grevensteiner brewery in the second generation. With the right hand and a lot of sensitivity, they created the Grevensteiner beer, which up until 1926 was known and loved far beyond the region. Today, Brauerei C&A Veltins continues the history with Grevensteiner. In view of the upcoming anniversary of Grevenstein village in 2014, intensive and careful research research was carried out in the archives of the Brauerei C&A Veltins. The intention was to gain a well-founded insight into the times. Now we know how the twin brothers Karl and Anton Veltins brewed a tasty Landbier over 100 years ago. Grevensteiner gives the answer to this question. As a company with a 190-year history, we have drawn on these many years of experience to brew a palatable Landbier that tasted like it did generations ago. The beer, which the second generation, the twin brothers Karl and Anton Veltins, brewed for the catering trade in the 1890s, has been interpreted in a contemporary way. Employing traditional raw materials and the artisan brewing process, historical malt varieties are used to produce Grevensteiner Landbier. I can also read that this is some other information about this beer. The beer presents itself with its silky matte amber color with orange highlights and a velvety soft foam head. The complex aroma is initially dominated by caramel flowers with a slight undertone of honey, roasted almonds and fresh hay, fruity notes reminiscent of mainly of green apple. The Grevensteiner is very lively and elegant despite its round and slightly malty sweet body. A slight bitter note paired with nutty taste and impressions opened a strong final which unfolds a flavor impression of cream caramels. The unfiltered Grevensteiner Original is a very drinkable beer which is brewed with soft spring water and freshly harvested hops. Traditional malt give the beer its amber glow and full-bodied flavor. So this sounds very interesting to me. Also, it's possible to read about this specific one, the Grevensteiner Original Naturtrübes Landbier Original. Naturally cloudy Grevensteiner Original is a light Landbier brewed with soft spring water and freshly harvested hops. The beer is characterized by a silky matte amber color, orange colored reflections and a velvety soft head. The complex aroma is initially dominated by caramel aromas with slight undertones of honey, roasted almonds and fresh fruity notes of, and above all reminiscent of green apple, as I mentioned before. Grevensteiner appears very tangy and elegant. A light roasted bitter note paired with a nutty taste opens up a distinct final signature flavor of cream caramels unfolds. This is explained by Dr. Wolfgang Stempel, who is a beer sommelier. This Landbier, which comes at 5.2 ABV, matte amber color with orange reflections regarding the color, regarding flavor, pleasant to the taste, mild with hints of nuts and toasted bitterness, aroma, caramel aroma with a fresh fruity note, bitterness, light integrated into the taste. This one is very interesting to me. They also have a Helles Naturtrübes Helles, which is naturally cloudy, but this is their original, so the Grevensteiner is having those two beers. And this is one to start with in my opinion. One last look of the label. Grevensteiner C&A Veltins nach traditionellem Vorbild. Karl und Anton Veltins psychisch mild im Charakter naturtrübes Landbier. Braumeister. Alkoholgehalt 5.2 ABV. Walter Bauer. Psychisch mild im Charakter naturtrübes Landbier. Im 19. Jahrhundert brauten die Brüder Karl und Anton Veltins in der Grevensteiner Brauerei ein vorzügliches Bier, das weit über die Grenzen hinaus Beliebtheit erlangte. An diese Historie knüpft die Brauerei C&A Veltins mit Grevensteiner wieder an. Das naturtrübe Grevensteiner Original ist ein süffiges Landbier, das mit weichem Quellwasser und erntefrisch verarbeitetem Hopfen gebraut wird. Traditionsreiche Malze verleihen dem Bier seinen bernsteinfarbenen Glanz und sein vollmundiges Aroma, getreu dem deutschen Reinheitsgebot. Zutaten: Wasser, Gerstenmalz, Hopfen, Hefe. Brauerei C&A Veltins GmbH & Company KG, Meschede Grevenstein, Deutschland. Nach traditionellem Vorbild, Alcohol Content 5.2. yeah, I think that's it with the information. Let's go over to the tasting part of this very interesting Landbier Grevensteiner Original from Veltins Brauerei in Nordrhein-Westfalen, West Germany. Looks very interesting, doesn't it? Also the bottle shape, as I mentioned at the beginning, is quite unique. So let's open this one up. Have to do it this way maybe. And pour it up. There we have it, most of it. Looks really nice to me. Nice white foam head, and that's typical quite cloudy appearance. Since it's unfiltered, of course, it gives this cloudy appearance. You see all the small bubbles also here raised up. At least I hope you can see that. And this very nice white compact foam head. Not as amber as I thought, but more of an orange color of it. This cloudiness is also making it look really, really nice in my opinion. You can see if you can get a closer look of it. Let's put this one right here. This is looking really nice in my opinion. Really gonna be a great Landbier this, I guess. Let's see if we can get the rest. You saw that I did swirl the bottle since it's Heffe in the beer, so to make that become a part of the beer again, that's the way to do it. And this is the way a German beer should look, with nice big white compact foam head, rises up far above the edge of the glass. And yeah, this is looking really, really nice in my opinion. Whatever this is gonna be, really look forward to this one, and I've been looking forward to try it a long time also. And you see the nice 2-finger compact white foam head that doesn't become smaller, and that's a good sign. Both sign quality, and also it's important to keep it all the way through, as I always mention in my reviews, because it keeps the taste in the glass just the way it should be. So what the Germans are doing, because they know how to drink a beer, start to drink while it's a big foam head, and maintain the foam head all the way through. That's the way to do it. This one is gonna be a great beer. I can say that already. I really feel it, because after my beer reviews I have like the knowledge to feel the impression. If that's right, the raw materials and the brewing process, the history of it, the beer is gonna taste great. That's the impression I get of this one, the Grevensteiner Original, their Landbier. I know it's gonna be fantastic. So this is the first time I'm trying it. Gonna be really interesting. Unique brewery and unique beer, it feels like. So really interesting. The Grevensteiner. Let's try it. Prost. Really nice. Full-bodied maltiness. Real pleasant, easy to drink, velvety, soft. Fantastic character in every way. This is a really great one. It's a fantastic beer. Probably one of the best ones I had for a very long time. It's an amazing taste of it. Really nice and it's balanced and absolutely fantastic quality. That's easy to feel, and what a pleasant it is to drink this one. I mean, look how big the foam head is still. Really high quality. Yeah, this is absolutely amazing, this beer. The Grevensteiner Original Landbier from Veltins. Look at this one, it's absolutely great. Definitely something you must try. Feel free to check out their website also and their movie, which I will link to, as I mentioned, in the description box below. This is really, really great in every way. An amazing beer, very, very pleasant in its taste. Yeah, so nice. Fantastic character, as I mentioned. Really, really nice in every way. Big recommendation of this. The Grevensteiner Landbier. Absolutely something you must try, in my opinion. Fantastic taste of it all the way through. Amazing beer in every way. So, big recommendation, the Grevensteiner Original. Shouldn't be too hard to find either, hopefully. Germany is the way, or the place to find it, of course. But yeah, I think that's it for now. Hope you continue to follow my channel. That you consider my reviews as being interesting, just as I think they are. Always interesting to try fantastic German beers, in my opinion. And yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I hope I see you again in the next German beer review.